Williamston. We are at the Anderson Districts 1 and 2 Career and Technology Center. Tell me about growing up in Florida.
So I grew up in Florida, and I ended up getting my bachelor's degree from a small university called Weber University in Babson Park, Florida. I have a bachelor's in business administration, and I worked part-time teaching a computer class at night for a small high school out there, and the principal came to me and said, "Why don't you teach business for us?" And so I did. I started teaching in Florida, and I had some family up here in Pickens County, and I moved to Greenville, and I started my master's at Furman University. And I had an opportunity in Greenville County to take over for our former administrator. He had had some medical issues, and so while I was going through my master's program, I took an administrative role there. And I had an opportunity to work part-time at Berea High School. And shortly thereafter, in 2002, I was offered the job here as assistant director.
When you took this job, when it was offered, what was there about coming here that got your juices going?
Well, my first interview with the former director, Jerry Kirkley, I left this place thinking I was not leaving Greenville County. So when I left this interview, I got back and realized this is where I needed to be. It was an up-and-coming center. We were changing the face of vocational education, and you could see it shifting to career and tech ed, and there was a huge opportunity for me to make a difference here.
Tell our listeners what you mean by that transition. When these schools were first put into operation,
Sure.
The goal was to what?
To get a job. Career and tech ed has shifted in the last 20 years dramatically, and has shifted to what I call options. You don't come here because you didn't have an option to get an education after high school. You come here now because you can provide different options for students and hopefully find their niche of where they want to be after high school.
You're recruiting from the freshman class.
We are. That's correct.
And when you go, what's your pitch?
We really don't have a pitch anymore because the students tell each other. The parents tell each other. Our businesses tell about us. You know, they're knocking on the door to take our programs. We're turning students away, which is a great problem for us as a school to have, not necessarily for the student. In the sophomore year, we do have a few courses such as cosmetology and mechatronics that require you to sign up for a 3-year course. And so it is a 3-year program where they start in the 10th grade and they build upon each other. So when they leave us, they will actually walk across Tri-County stage before they get their high school diploma. All of the other programs are primarily 2-year programs. And we try to cover the gamut in all the different career paths.
When your students leave here, let's zero in on those that decide they want to get a job. They want to train here and go right into the workforce. What's the placement percentage?
We have 3 work-based learning coordinators here that specifically work with students individually, placing them in jobs, in an internship or a paid co-op. If a student wants to work while they're in high school, they have that opportunity. Last year, I know she's done well over 1,500 work-based learning experiences for our students. Now, we have almost 2,000 students. We do follow up with them 9 months after our student graduates. And our placement rate right now is about 65% in field in college. One of the big pushes right now is employability skills. Our business and industry has been talking to us the last 15 years about soft skills. Having the students be punctual every day, show up. If you don't come on time, let somebody know. How to work with others, how to have initiative, teamwork, all of those kind of things.
This particular facility is unique in the state of South Carolina.
That's correct. So back in 1972, our Anderson delegation set us up. So our senators and our representatives set us up as a separate entity. I always say that we're school district number 6 in Anderson County. We have our own tax base, so that allows us an opportunity to expand, but it also creates the ability to not incur debt. We have millage in our own tax base, which is approved by our Anderson delegation every year. We have to save up for expansion. So, for example, CNC is real big right now, and so we look in the next couple of years to develop a CNC program. CNC is going to serve those manufacturing industries in Anderson County, such as Arthrex. and they will create items. They mill items out of metal and different materials. And so with Arthrex coming in, that's one of the big things that they'll be hiring is CNC operators. So we do look in the future to open up a CNC program. But with that, in order to expand here, I have to intentionally save money. So I propose our budget to the Anderson delegation every year, and our senators and representatives make the choice to approve or disapprove. Throughout the school year, I have to intentionally not spend everything that's in the budget. So the leftover I can throw into a fund balance, and hopefully my board of trustees, which are made up of Anderson District 1 and Anderson District 2 of those board members, the 4 board members make the decision of where we spend our money. So I have to intentionally cut budgets, I save the money, and then when I have enough money saved, I can build a building and expand.
You've been in this business long enough. Tell me about this current generation of young people who seemingly are constantly on their phones. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with that?
I mean, that is our life from here on out. I have a 10-year-old right now, and she looks at her phone all the time. So you have to help the students be productive with that. So in the classroom, we try to, when we can use them, we try to use them as much as possible as an instructional tool. But we also, with our soft skills curriculum, we teach them the appropriate time to use it and when to do it. Our teachers have instilled that into them. I'm very fortunate. I have a great group of teachers, and Anderson 1 and 2 sends us great kids, and they want to be here, and our teachers want to be here. And we, as educators and we as parents, have to continually change our curriculum and change to adapt to their learning styles.
At the end of the year, how satisfying is it for you and your teachers to watch these kids go across and then get their certificates and diplomas?
I think that is the first initial step of the reward. I think when they come back in 3 or 4 years is where it really sinks in. I think that's where the reward really comes in.
It would seem to me that there's a lot of personal satisfaction from your standpoint. You see these young people come in as freshmen, you see them mature, you see them learn a trade, you see them go out into the field. That's got to make you and everybody else feel pretty good.
Absolutely. We see them grow up and you see them change. So when you see the students come back and you see them make a difference and find where they want to be in life, just figure out what they want to do. And I think that's what we all want to do. Figure out what they want to do in life.
Looking into the immediate future of this and other technology centers in Anderson County, where do we go next? What's the next step that we need to take to prepare these young people for what lies ahead?
Well, and I think the biggest thing is listening. We have to listen to our businesses. I think with the help of our economic development folks and our advisory committee and our feeder high schools, I think we're doing that, and I think we just got to be ever-changing. Every one of our programs have to be ever-changing because I don't think you're going to last staying stagnant.
Are there some courses that just don't have the interest that they used to? Kids still want to be carpenters?
Yeah, plumbing and masonry and plumbing and electricity is hard sells. We are expanding out a little bit. We're going to see a little bit more electricity, but now it just takes a different form. There's a lot of electricity in mechatronics, and mechatronics is hot right now. So I think calling it a different name, even though the premise and the basics are the same, even with construction. It used to be the old carpentry, but now we go into construction. So the students are learning a little bit more versus just making a cabinet. Geometry and physics.
Anymore, is there any distinction? Can girls do anything and boys do anything? Talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. In fact, we push non-traditional. I think that gender bias is gone now.
In order for you to continue to be successful, you've got to partner with people within Anderson County. What are you wanting business and corporations to do to help educate the next generation of young boys and girls?
I want businesses to know that we are educating the future workforce. So we have your future workforce here. Reach out to your career and technology center in your area. Reach out and see what you can do to help, whether it be to mentor, whether it be to do a mock interview, to donate your time, to take a student under the age of 18.
When you were coming along, did you ever envision the fact that you would find a job that you like so much and you're impacting people?
No. But I have a passion for CTE because CTE makes a difference.
Our guest has been Hollie Harrell. We want to thank her for sharing her story with us.